In 3 minutes, you'll get everything that you're looking for. Can you believe that would be the statement that you would get when you would walk in the door? Would you be able to say, hey, in 3 minutes, I know the lay of this land, of this office that I'm walking in? Wouldn't it be great if we just had little icons above everybody that we walk around and be able to see? Oh, that one's a decision maker. Oh, that's an influencer. Oh, there's the deal blocker. You know, that'd be great badges. And some people might have multiple badges, and then we would be really trying to figure out what's the approach that I'm going to do with that person. Well, today we're going to talk about tool number 2, and this is coming from the Influence Effect book that we've been looking at this last couple days that just came out. And we talked yesterday about informal power, the power of an informal network, being able to go out there and sharing things, right? On a casual basis, building bridges and taking steps to create connections, because connections are important. Well, there's 5 things I'm going to share with you today. 5 things in your corner. Remember the phrase, maybe you don't, but you might have heard some commercials. We're in your corner. We're behind you. We're supporting you. Well, that's an important aspect that you need. We do it well in personal life, but we don't do it so well at work. And we can get further. We don't have to be average about this. You know, we're having a marketplace, a workplace. You know, you can treat this whole work environment as a workplace, as a marketplace. And if you were to go down like it was the grocery market, or, you know, where we'd have a farmer's market or something like that, you would create relationships, right? You would want to know how that person, you know, who that person is, that standing behind the stand, they're ready to serve you, who they are, a little bit about their history, you know, where they get their vegetables, or which ones are the best today. You create that conversation. But when we go into the workplace, we're not creating those connections. We're not saying, okay, who's the decision maker on getting our projects approved, or who is it that I'm going to need in the room to be my agent, to be with me, to support me, to say things, you know, in that room, or behind the scenes, or in meetings, meetings before the meetings. Who are the people that I need on my team, in my corner? And whether that's career move, or whether that's to get the next goal done for the team, the next project approved, there's 5 strategies to make relationship maps work. And, you know, if you look at relationship maps, you can think about this in numerous ways. You can write down who the people are. You can create some graphics. You can do some things that put it into your mind. Who are the people that are going to be involved in this? And who do I need on my side? Who am I going to need to know what their objections might be? So there's several things that we're going to go through, but just 5 will cover it all. Begin with the end in mind. So what is the goal? What is the goal of your relationship map? What do you want to accomplish? And then why? Why do you want to accomplish this? It means this to me. So maybe it's a voice at the leadership table is your goal. And you're going to say, why? Well, because that's my next step. I want to be part of the solution. I want to be part of the team that furthers the organization's goals. I want to be there at the front lines helping the other leaders. You know, what is that why? Okay. So then what's the situation? How do you find yourself at? You know, where are you at compared to being that voice at the leadership table? What are the things that you need to figure out? And I go through clients with this, and it's amazing. They say, I want a voice at the leadership table. And then they say, I don't know what to say. I just sit there in the room. Well, okay, so you're in the room, but you don't say anything. Well, there's step number 1. Say something. So figure out what that situation is. What is it that you are looking to accomplish? What do you need to overcome? What are the obstacles? And then say, okay, here's the need. Here's the need of what I need to do. What I need to do. How do I get to fulfill my goal? I need to get a mentor, or perhaps I need to talk with somebody who has a better voice in the room. How do you do this? How do you get that conversation going? Work with a mentor in the workplace. It would be probably further ahead. Or if you're uncomfortable because you think somebody's going to say, oh, look, they turned to me for help, go to somebody else. Go to a friend in another industry and say, how do I get a voice at the leadership table? So there's plenty of people to look around to say, okay, these are the people I need to connect with. So that's begin with the end in mind. Number 2 is draw a map. So take a chart, take your hierarchy and say, okay, these are the decision makers in my team or in my department, my division, my company. And this is where I reside. And these are the people that are going to be needed for this project. I know when we had large projects, we would need to have decision makers from the executive side, but we would also need people that would be involved, and they would be the ones kind of looking at the project and saying, okay, this would work if you do this. You know, so they might say some objections, or they would say, hey, this is a great idea. We just need to tweak this, but it's a go. You know, let's do it. Let's focus on it. Let's go. You know, this is way overdue. You know, you want people to know who that is. You know, who are those? Who are in your mind, who are the deal blockers? Who are the deal advocates? Who are the decision makers? And most importantly, who are the influencers? So if you're dealing with somebody that's a decision maker that may not be on your side, maybe you can find one of their peers or someone that can whisper in their ear and say, hey, this person's got the idea that you want because X, Y, and Z, right? You prep that person. So who's in your corner to further your project and get it up the line? Or like our previous example, to get to the leadership table. And sometimes, you know, you're not in the conversation. You can't just say, hey, invite me to the table. You need somebody to say, you know, in a case, Joe needs to be at the table because he brings this expertise, or he brings, you know, the clarity around this particular subject because of his background or his responsibilities, that we need him in that room. Number 3 is examine the culture. What does the culture look like? Where are the circles migrating? You know, who are the social circles, or the aspects of the little things in life? Who are, how does it get exalted? How do relationships happen? Do they happen before? Do they happen during the day? Do they happen in the evening? How do relationships get built? Maybe it's, I have to schedule because our workplace is so busy, we have to schedule time, and it's not a casual, but it's a dedicated time. I have to set up time on that person's agenda. So prepare for that meeting. Write down the questions you want and just hit those questions. If you're already established with that person, if you need to build a relationship, maybe you can figure out, talking with others that know that person, what they're interested in, or their backgrounds. Maybe it's on LinkedIn, their profile, and you can take a look at what their profile looks like. Prepare for the meeting, in essence. Prepare to discuss how to build a relationship going together. And don't force it. It takes time. You can't accomplish it in one day. You can start making strides towards that goal of building relationships. Don't wait to the 11th hour to say, oh, I should have talked with so-and-so and built a relationship because I needed them on my side, and oh, I don't know what they're thinking about this, and we got to go on it, and it's too late. Build in advance. Again, this end in mind keeps playing through these. establish common ground. Perhaps as you're going through a relationship, you want to find those common interests, or maybe they're doing something with another group of people that you can get plugged into, because whether it's golf. I remember every Monday during the summer we would go out and play golf, informal group of guys and women just getting out to play golf 9 holes and then enjoying a little social time afterwards. So it was a Monday deal, and you got out and you met some people and you got to talk and learn more about what's happening in the company. And finally, don't just schedule it. Don't just do it. I mean, just don't set it up and say, oh, someday I'm going to build a relationship. Take action. It doesn't get done unless you go across that start line and get it done. Well, welcome, Lisa and Eric. Hey, glad you could make it. Hey, this is a great afternoon idea of mine to say, hey, we get so much done in the morning, but sometimes in the afternoon it's good to stop and take a moment and look into relationship and say, what am I doing? What have I done today? What have I done in preparation for tomorrow? If there's still a little bit of time left in the day, maybe I can still get on somebody's agenda to make an appointment tomorrow. Yes, absolutely. So understand the culture, walk in and say, I'm ready. I'm ready to talk. Let's get down to it. Let's prepare for maybe, again, it's a project that you really need to walk through with this person and get their perspective, get their insights. We talked yesterday about this informal network. Tomorrow we'll talk about scenario thinking. What's your worst case, what's your most likely case, and what's your best case, and the approaches to use in those. It's quite interesting, and I find those of quite a good benefit around to all the people that I've worked with during my experience in the corporate world and other projects that I do outside of the workplace. And I found it in my clients too, who are working on many projects, and scenario thinking is important. So we'll talk about that tomorrow, back earlier in the morning, maybe around 9:30, 10 o'clock. But today, think about what's your relationship map. Who's going to be involved, and who do you not know yet? Who do you need to build a bridge to? It can be said that you can get from one shore to another, but there's only one way to do it. You have to get across. Now, if you sink while you're getting across, you're not going to get to that other shore, and your self-discipline is not going to get you there. But if you make these efforts to begin with the end in the mind, draw a map, examine the culture, understand the common ground that you might have, and take action, you're going to walk across the bridge that's there to get from one shore to the other and get from where you're at to where you want to be. Have a great day, and get out there and close that next appointment for tomorrow to make a new friend, a new relationship, and make a better day in your world. Be well. Take care. See you soon. Bye.